In the figure of Nehemiah, we find a sublime example of the virtue of patience and trust in God. Faced with the desolation of Jerusalem, he did not rush into impulsive actions. Instead, he waited for the opportune moment, firm in the conviction that God would guide his steps and fight for him. This attitude serves as a beacon for our own lives. Often, we are driven by anxiety to make rash decisions, ignoring divine wisdom. However, the story of Nehemiah teaches us that true strength lies in patient waiting, in trusting surrender to God's will. By acting in tune with divine timing, we avoid unnecessary stumbling blocks and position ourselves to receive the Lord's empowerment and assistance. He is the faithful warrior who fights for those who place their faith in his sovereignty. May Nehemiah's journey inspire in us an unwavering faith, capable of waiting with serene conviction and acting with courage when the divine call comes. May our actions be guided by the certainty that God is in control, weaving his story of redemption in our lives. Nehemiah chapter 2 verses 12 to 19. Then I arose in the night, I and a few men with me, and I told no one what my God had put into my heart to do for Jerusalem. There was no animal with me but the one on which I rode. I went out by night by the valley gate to the dragon spring and to the dung gate, and I inspected the walls of Jerusalem that were broken down, and its gates that had been destroyed by fire. Then I went on to the fountain gate and to the king's pool, but there was no room for the animal that was under me to pass. Then I went up in the night by the valley and inspected the wall, and I turned back and entered by the valley gate, and so returned. And the officials did not know where I had gone or what I was doing, and I had not yet told the Jews, the priests, the nobles, the officials, and the rest who were to do the work. Then I said to them, "You see the trouble we are in, how Jerusalem lies in ruins with its gates burned. Come, let us build the wall of Jerusalem, that we may no longer suffer derision." And I told them of the hand of my God that had been upon me for good, and also of the words that the king had spoken to me. And they said, "Let us rise up and build." So they strengthened their hands for the good work. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the Ammonite servant and Geshem the Arab heard of it, they jeered at us and despised us and said, "What is this thing that you are doing? Are you rebelling against the king?"